Oke, kita lanjut lagi pembahasannya. Tadi udah ngebahas soal teacher itu jadi role model dan lain sebagainya. Dan langsung, according to the dancer Goksu Takach and Yasuki, there are four types of effective English teacher characteristic, namely socio-affective skills for the first, pedagogical knowledge, subject matter knowledge, and personality characteristic. First, socio-affective skills mean that an effective English teacher must have good interaction or relationship with all students. An effective English teacher must also be able to increase students' concentration in English. They will also find it easier to absorb material when they have motivation to learn and have a good relationship with their teacher. The second character is pedagogical knowledge. In pedagogical knowledge, an effective English teacher must have effective teaching techniques both in terms of preparation before teaching, teaching method, learning strategies, implementation, and teaching, and also how to test student in tests. Next, knowledge can be interpreted as meaning that English teachers must have fairly broad knowledge, especially knowledge of English subjects. For example, mastering grammar and material according to the level to be taught. Apart from that, when teaching English, teachers are also at least able to communicate in English, so teachers can communicate in English with their student to improve their student English skills. Tuh, jadi komunikasi bahasa Inggris itu penting. Jadi guru juga wajib untuk menguasai kecakapan berbahasanya. Last one is the character of personality characteristic. Personal characteristic. Apart from having educate knowledge, and effective English teacher must also have a good personal character. Good personal character is also very influential in learning success. As an ordinary human being, of course, the teacher's personal character will also be carried over when teaching in class and influence the success of learning. For this last character, teaching staff can also apply it outside the classroom so that student can consider the teacher to be competent and motivate the more in listen to education. Jadi mau di luar mau di dalam kelas, ya teacher juga harus bisa menerapkan kecakapan berbahasanya supaya muridnya mampu termotivasi untuk belajar dan meningkatkan kemampuannya. Next slide, please. Oke, ini formulation of the problem. First, how to improve the quality of prospective teacher. One way is to build a communicative learning scope in accordance with the language focus used to motivate prospective teaching staff to improve their quality, especially in English language skill. Jadi untuk meningkatkan kualitas dari prospective teacher seperti mahasiswa tersebut, ya dosen itu harus menerapkan kecakapan berbahasa Inggris di dalam kelas maupun di luar kelas. Jadi nanti misalkan terutama di jurusan pendidikan bahasa Inggris gitu, teacher ketika nanti ada komunikasi di luar kelas harus di mix atau paling tidak ya di mix itu, atau kalau bisa full English komunikasi dengan mahasiswanya supaya mahasiswa itu tersendiri pun terlatih gitu secara kecakapannya. Jadi mereka pun terbiasa untuk menggunakan bahasa Inggris, bukan hanya di dalam kelas yang notabene itu mereka mungkin hanya terpaksa untuk menggunakannya, tapi di luar kelas pun harus juga serupa. Jadi itu kebijakan yang mungkin bisa menjadi suatu solusi untuk meningkatkan mutu dari prospective teacher. Lalu yang kedua ada what is relationship between increased English language skill for teaching staff and the quality of the teaching provided. Jadi itu ya kalau misalkan ngomongin soal hubungannya ya pasti relationship-nya itu ya antara seperti yang tadi ya untuk meningkatkan kualitas dari perspektif juga harus ditingkatkan secara kecakapan bahasanya gitu.
Sorry, Fatur, your audio is not clear.
Alright, sekarang udah. Halo?
Yes.
Oh, oke. Jadi untuk yang pertama itu adalah improving the quality of education in Indonesia. Jadi caranya itu ya, itu tujuan yang pertama itu karena memang kita melihat dari urgensinya pendidikan bahasa Inggris itu masih sangat rendah dan kualitas SDM dari masyarakat pun masih belum mumpuni gitu. Jadi itu yang jadi tujuan pertama dari penelitian ini dengan cara ya karena siswa yang belajar tentang bahasa Inggris ini mungkin masih belum tertarik gitu. Makanya yang tadi saya bilang ada juga caranya itu dengan meningkatkan calon tenaga pendidiknya juga gitu. Supaya nanti ke depannya kegiatan belajar mengajar di sekolah maupun di SMA itu bisa lebih menarik supaya kualitas daripada SDM terutama perihal bahasa Inggris ini menjadi lebih baik. Yang kedua adalah improving the quality of English language teaching staff in Indonesia. Improving the quality of teaching staff, one of which is by increasing the intercity of communication with students and cultivating a greater understanding of teachers as role models and motivators for students to improve their quality and abilities. Okay, next slide, please. Oke, ini supporting datanya ya. Yang pertama, the ranking of English language profession in Indonesia is still low and uneven. Tadi sudah disebutkan, datanya ada di data IF API tahun 2023 ya. Yang paling tinggi ada di Jawa dan yang paling rendah ada di Pulau Papua. Itu sangat disayangkan sekali. Dan yang kedua ada the quality of teaching staff in Indonesia is still low. UKG results from 2021 to 2020 show that around 81% of teachers in Indonesia did not achieve the minimum score. The 2020 national examination results also show that the average teacher score in Indonesia is 54.6, which is still low, below the minimum standard of 55. The 2020 PSA results also place Indonesia in 72 place out of 79 participating countries with an average score 37.9, which is well below the VCD average of 48.7. Jadi yang terendah ya, Indonesia itu jadi peringkat ke-72, itu sangat disayangkan sekali tuh untuk kualitas dari teachernya sendiri. Dan recommendation solution dari saya itu adalah formation of new and equitable policies. Establish a policy of mandatory use of English in English language education, department outside and inside the classroom, as long as it is still within the scope of education in order to increase the communicative and learning activation of prospective teaching skill. Jadi hubungan antara siswa dan teachernya itu harus lebih ditingkatkan gitu, bukan cuman teacher itu bukan cuman melaksanakan kewajibannya untuk mengajar, tapi juga untuk melatih kebiasaan dari siswanya untuk menggunakan bahasa Inggris baik di dalam maupun di luar kelas. Jadi itu ya recommendation solution dari saya. Jadi next slide please. Oke, mungkin udah selesai. Jadi karena sudah selesai materinya akan saya berikan kepada pemateri selanjutnya, itu ada Ahmad Hafid. Is still here, Ahmad Hafid? Halo Ahmad Hafid, are you still here with us? Okay, if Ahmad Hafiz have a trouble, maybe Rashid can continue to read the material. Halo Rashid?
Yes.
Okay, time is yours, Rashid.
Okay. Thank you, moderator. Is my sound clear? Okay. So today for my presentation, I will deliver. The topic is exploring LT practices for second language acquisition among students. So let me introduce myself. My name is Maudura Manarasid. My student number 222-321-007. So first is the definition. Uh, and exploring LT practices for second language acquisition among students focus on studying various approaches to English language teaching or ELT. It examines the efficiency of different techniques as well as how they impact learning. Uh, as, as such, professionals such as Dr. Rod Ellis advise that effective language teaching should be student-centered and should promote authentic communication in the target language. In agreement, Dr. Diane Arnson's Freeman says that learning should take place in authentic setting and that classroom environment should be encouraging and welcoming in order to increase student self-assurance and motivation to study. Next, next is explanation. First is what the importance of English language learning in modern education. In modern education, first is globalization. Being multilingual is a great advantage in a world where communication is taking place on an ever increasing scale. Language proficiency is essential for cross-cultural and cross-national professional and personal communication. Multilingual, and second is multilingual capabilities. Talk about how being multilingual can improve one's capacity for thought, understanding of cultural differences, and career prospects. It provides access to international cooperation and a better grasp of global challenges. And third is advantage for education. By acquiring proficiency in a second language, not only it can enhance one's ability to communicate, but it also can offer cognitive advantage, including improved memory and problem-solving abilities. It also can promote empathy and a more true comprehension of cultural quirks. Next is what is second language acquisition? The definition of second language acquisition is the process by which people pick up a second language in addition to their mother tongue. It's known as second language acquisition. On SLA, or second language acquisition, multiple cognitive and social factors are involved in this learning process, which can happen at any age. Second is second language acquisition phase. Emphasize the phase that lead from first exposure and early production to advanced skill and fluency, mentioned in passing the theories such as the input hypothesis, and the interaction hypothesis that explain how students advance through these phases. Next is formulation of the problem. The first problem is challenge in English learning teaching. In the challenge in ELT, there is complexity, interference, cultural disparities, and sensitivity are some of the language difficulties because of the grammatical structures, phonetic, and lexicon of their hometown. Learners frequently encounter challenge when learning a second language. Language acquisition occurs in a cultural context as well, and teachers may find it difficult to include cultural sensitivity in their instruction. Learning results are also influenced by resource availability in strict versus extrinsic factors and motivation level. Higher proficiency level are frequently the result of intrinsic motivation, but motivation maintenance is a never-ending struggle, and even access can exacerbate the difference between various learners groups. Therefore, having equal access to material and technology resources is also important. Next is specific focus. That is customization, technological integration, cultural education, and ongoing professional development are all important ways to maximize English language teaching techniques. Tailor educational opportunities to a range of learners, taking into account variables such as experience level, age, and cultural background. Incorporated technology into curriculum design to provide accessible, participatory, and interactive learning environment. Invest in ongoing professional development to help structure embrace the newest tool and skill in education. Next is review on ELT practice by customizing learning experience to match the varied requirement of students, integrating technologies into curriculum design and introducing cultural education. ELT technique can be enhanced. Teachers who receive ongoing professional development can be more equipped to implement the newest teaching tools and approaches. Grammar translation, the direct method, and the audio linguistic method are the example of traditional technique that can result in poor communicative fluency. Among the contemporary methods are blended learning, flipped classroom, communicative language teaching, or CLT, and technology integration. Conventional method emphasize direct technique, audio-linguistic method, and translation, which can result in limited fluency and conversational skills. Flipped classroom, which enable interactive activities and discussion outside of class, and blended learning, which blends traditional face-to-face instruction with online activities and resources, are examples of contemporary approaches. Next is proposed solution, and for the solution is personalized ELT practice such as technology integration, differentiated instruction, flexible curriculum design, and customized learning plans are promoted in the text. It emphasizes the advantage of technological tools like online tutoring service and application for language learning, as well as the possibilities for interactive learning that come with virtual and augmented reality. Additionally, it promotes blended learning paradigm which incorporate online resources with in-person training, clear curriculum standards to guarantee uniformity and quality across educational settings, as well as teacher training programs, and increased funding for language education effort are among the policy recommendations. The book also recommend that in order to successful complete ELT best practice and extensive teacher training program be put in place. So we reach for the conclusion, and the conclusion of this material is this research delves into the ways in which English language teaching or ELT approaches to second language learning are changed. Grammar translation, the direct method, and audio-lingual method are examples of traditional approaches that might not adequately handle the complexity of language acquisition in the multicultural world of today. Approaches that emphasize communication, interaction, and student engagement are offered by contemporary techniques such as technology integration, flipped classroom, blended learning, and communicative language teaching. The benefit of those contemporary methods for student language competence, and general learning outcomes are demonstrated by case studies recognizing the importance of evidence-based practice and continually accessing and modifying the method to meet the changing requirement of language learning are critical tasks for education and policymakers. By develop inclusive and engaging learning environment by fusing traditional tradition with contemporary methodologies. I think that's all. I give it back to moderator. Sorry, Fatur, no audio.
To the last presenters, thank you for Rasid. So for the last presenter, there is Ahmad Hafiz, and time is yours, Ahmad Hafiz. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmad Hafid. My student ID number is 222-321-0100. So I will explain my research that the impact of TikTok on English pronunciation learning. Next slide, please. Okay, the search of TikTok into the social media landscape presents a fascinating opportunity for exploring its influence on English pronunciation learning. TikTok's explosive growth, driven by its algorithmic content curation and user-generated short-form videos, has transformed it into a global phenomenon. Within this dynamic platform, language learning has organically found a place facilitated by an abundance of authentic content and interactive features. So my formulation research problem is how is the impact of TikTok on English pronunciation learning? Next slide, please. Okay, in exploring the impact of TikTok on English pronunciation learning, several theories offer insight. Firstly, the theories of multiple intelligence, that individuals have diverse cognitive strengths, suggesting that TikTok multimodal format, combining auditory and visual stimulation, can cater to various learning styles, thereby enhancing pronunciation acquisition. Next slide, please. The methodology on this research is quantitative methodology. The quantitative method is a method used to process data in the form of numbers and test theories by studying the relationship between variables. The research samples in this research use 30 English students Sultan Ageng Tirta Yasa University at multiple levels of grade in English department. The research instrument on this research was use Likert scale with close-ended question. 4 scales were utilized. 1 strongly agree, 2 for disagree. 1 means strongly disagree, 2 means disagree, 3 agree, and 4 strongly agree. Ralat. Jadi di 3 itu netral, di 4 is agree, 5 strongly agree. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, the findings. The finding of this study have been shown by the graphic from collecting the data based on the results of the questionnaire have been shared to the student. The data show that there are most positive student response to the impact of TikTok on English pronunciation learning. The data can be seen in the graphic shown on PowerPoint. Based on the graphic, it can be seen that the majority of students has positive responses as much as 53.1% of students strongly agree, 31.3% agree, and the other 15.6% neutral that watching TikTok has improved their pronunciation comprehension skills. Next slide, please. Okay. The results obtained from the graphic on the PowerPoint was shown that 37.5% of students strongly agree, 43.8% agree, and 18.8% neutral that they find it that TikTok has provided they with the first resource and techniques to enhance their English pronunciation skills. Next slide, please. Okay. In addition, 50% of students strongly agree, 37.5% agree, and 12.5% neutral that engaging with English pronunciation content on TikTok has increased their confidence in speaking English skills effectively. Next slide, please. One of the positive impact of using TikTok because they find the pronunciation tips and exercise shared on TikTok to be helpful in their language learning journey. As the graphic data shown on PowerPoint is 53.1% of students strongly agree with the statement above. 28.1% of students agree with the statement above, and the 18.8% of students neutral with the statement above. Next slide, please. The graphic data above prove that using TikTok has had a positive impact on their English pronunciation learning. 56.3% of students strongly agree, 28.1% of students agree, and 15.6% of students neutral that they like it when they learn English pronunciation using TikTok. Based on these findings, it can be seen that TikTok are attractive, effective, relevant, and motivate students in English pronunciation skills. Next slide, please. So I can conclude, based on data from the research, the most of students have strongly positive perception on the impact of TikTok on English pronunciation learning. Students believe that watching TikTok and improving their listening comprehension will help them better understand the topic. The results of the survey indicate in brief that TikTok is engaging, efficient, pertinent, and encourage pupils to learn. Students therefore have favorable opinions on the usage of TikTok to comprehend pronunciation skill. Thank you. Maybe that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will give it back to moderator.
All the presenters that have been presenting the material today about about the term pedagogical strategies for effective teaching of English language skills. Okay, so that's the discussion of our material today. Overall, this seminar discusses the use of technology such as YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and also the benefit of implementing English communication both inside and outside the classroom to increase the skills of students or prospective teaching staff to improve the quality of education. Semoga semua ide dan masukan di seminar kali ini itu bisa meningkatkan kualitas dan mutu dari pendidikan di Indonesia, terutama terkait bahasa Inggris. Maybe that's all from us. Is there any question before? Anyone can? Okay. Maybe there's no question, right? Okay. There is. Hey, if there are no questions, I will close this seminar today. Thank you for everyone to attend this seminar. Hopefully semuanya berjalan sesuai dengan keinginan dan harapan yang baik untuk kita semua. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you guys.